What up, gamers? I'm Jason, and we're back on Kickstarter Excess or Value. Now, for those of you that have seen a lot of the episodes of the show, the format's going to be more like our Marvel Zombies Post Mortem. We're going to be talking about Cthulhu, Death May Die. Now, this is for Season 3, also known as Fear of the Unknown. So we'll be talking about, should you late pledge this, what came out with all the stretch goals, any controversies that have been discussed, and whether we are backing this or planning to late pledge it, or maybe back $1 because we hate Kickstarter and blockchain. So you'll find out all of that in this episode. Now I'm going to let my co-hosts introduce themselves and remind you where you can find them all over the interwebs. And yes, for the moment, we're also on Twitter, just so you know.
Hey there, everyone. It's Rob and
Anna Marie
from the Meeple Dungeon out here in Kelowna, BC. Yeah, you can find us on Twitter and YouTube and our podcast on all the major podcasting sites, the Meeple Dungeon podcast.
At Meeple Dungeon for Twitter.
Yes.
Hey, folks, it's Ryan here from Mista Rau Gaming, and you can catch me live every Tuesday and Thursday evenings over on YouTube, where I'm playing games with friends, playing games solo. A whole lot of playing games. It's been a lot of fun. You can catch me currently on Twitter. I'm sticking out. Going to write out the wave thingamajigger. But I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and you can find me on Mastodon, and I have not figured out how to use it yet. So
I don't even know what that is.
All right.
It's an epic heavy metal band. That's
Yes,
what I
it
thought
is.
everybody was migrating to.
All right, so I'll let the Pledge Master Ryan bring up the Fear of the Unknown Kickstarter page. So we're going to start by breaking down the pledge and then talking about the add-on, because if I'm not mistaken, pledges, there are pledges now. When I first looked at the page, there was only one pledge. So we're going to break those down, talk about the value, and we will get into a little bit of the controversies with some of the add-ons, because I know for a fact that some people were not happy when they saw the price of some of the stuff that they brought back, the exclusives from the original Kickstarter. But I should talk to you about this game, actually. So there will be some new content with Cthulhu, Death May Die, and Fear of the Unknown. I want to say, though, I'm going to ding that right off the bat, because it wasn't quite clear to me what the new content and mechanics are besides the core box itself. So we'll just talk about the plays of the game. I played a lot of this game. I've really enjoyed it. So essentially what you're going to be doing in the game is you will be picking your investigators based on your player count. You'll be taking on a different Great Old One. So you've got different Great Old One boxes that will give you certain components to mix in. Then you'll combine that with an episode box, which will give you the instructions how to set up the map, the tiles, where everything's going to spawn, and provide you with the cards that you need specifically for that scenario. You're then going to be playing through the scenario, trying to meet your objectives. You'll be getting more powerful the crazier you get. So it is very much, you got to be careful, because you can die from insanity, and your characters can die in this game. Sometimes a noble sacrifice is necessary, however, to save the day. That has actually happened in some of my games. I actually led the entire monsters, like all of them, away into a room, and I blew myself up. And luckily, my companions did not let the world fall to the might of Cthulhu.
I love that story.
Once you defeat the objectives, you will spawn, essentially bring the Great Old One into the world, or the other one, I might be calling the boxes something different. We play Arkham here as well, so the terminology gets a little confused. And you will then have to face off against them and defeat them to save the world. Now, this is a brand new game. It is a core game and has everything that you need to play Cthulhu, Death May Die. So you don't need Season 1. And you don't need Season 2. Season 1 is the other core box. Season 2 is an expansion. So we do find Season 2. It's out there in the wild retail right now. Maybe you want to pick it up because you'll be able to play it with this content right here. I think I've talked enough about the game. Ryan, I don't know if you've played it or if the Meeple Dungeon's played it. Did I miss anything whatsoever?
We have not played it, but we have it sitting on the table right beside us here. But we have Season 1 and Season 2, but we just haven't got to it yet.
I have not played it, and I do not own any of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this might be an expensive one for you.
Maybe not. I'll fill in my thing at the end.
Fair enough.
All right. So let's break down the unknowable pledge.
The unknowable pledge. No, I butchered that. Unknowable.
Unknowable pledge.
Yeah. You got to do the missed marketing opportunity already. Just and then a whole bunch of like $100, $100 US, getting you all of the things in this Fear of the Unknown core box. You're getting your elder old ones. I'm going to offend so many people.
Elder ones.
the old elder
ones. Yeah.
A bunch of investigators. Looks like some cultists. You're getting a whole bunch of things, plus all of the stretch goals that were unlocked throughout this game, throughout this campaign. Nice little thing there. And $100 seems to be pretty standard with our basic CMON Games pledges.
Yeah, that's generally the minimum these days, eh?
Always seems to be, they just say $100, there's your core box.
Yep.
Does it look like $100 worth of stuff? Well, there's a lot of plastic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of plastic, a lot of components. I'm going to try to go. I don't want to look at the all-knowing pledge right now. Oh, here we go. Is this everything being added to your pledge? Is this part of the stretch goals?
You get a gigantic box. So like they do with every CMON Kickstarter, you're going to have a ton of new investigators. You're going to get a ton of new monsters. So these are all the stretch goals that have so far been unlocked. That are being.
Oh my gosh. These are all extra playable characters.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. All Kickstarter exclusives.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons why people were paying a premium for the Unspeakable box, because you got that. You keep going down, you'll see some of the elder. So they're elder boxes. So that's what they're calling them. You got Nug and Yep. So you get 2 elder ones.
And they come in their own little box.
Yep.
Nice. Yep.
And then you get Lost Episode 4 and Lost Episode 5.
And Lost Episode 6.
And there's 7 too.
And Lost Episode 7.
Yeah.
Wow, they gave you a bunch more episodes.
There's a lot.
And were these Lost episodes, these were part of the Unspeakable box?
No, so Lost Episodes, the previous ones, I think there was only 1 and 2 that were in the Unspeakable box. We started with 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Box.
Okay.
So you're getting
Perfect.
4 Lost Episodes and a bunch of new monsters that you can use.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, holy.
And
then a whole bunch of others.
Unknown monster cards. So I mentioned earlier that I wasn't sure what the new stuff was. It's the unknown monster cards, the unknown monster cards for the Unspeakable box, and then the Reliquary and some of the new stuff. So I believe the monster cards may just be the same, but the Reliquary, Relic, Skull, and Pumpkin are definitely new content that I've not seen before.
And then they're going to call this stretch goal box the unknowable box.
Right. Okay.
Okay. For $100, you're getting a lot of stuff.
You are. You're getting a lot of stuff there.
You're getting a whole lot of stuff for $100, which is typical.
I love this value. Like straight on, let's just say it right there. I'm going to call it. This pledge has incredible value for the base game and the extras that you're going to get. I mean, I'll take a quick look at retail right now while you guys share your thoughts. Just while I got retail right up in front of me. $109.99 direct from CMON. So the most expensive place you can buy season 1 or just Death May Die is $110. So you're getting essentially double the content or more for the same price. The shipping.
Hence why these CMON Kickstarters seem to just go gaga for bananas every time they launch, because everybody gets in on a pledge to get the stretch goal stuff. Because even if you just hold on to that stretch goal box and never touch any of that content, you can see like right now, well, I guess some of the value of those aftermarket Unspeakable boxes kind of went down during this campaign because they did offer, we're going to get to that, they did offer the Unspeakable box again during this campaign. But before this campaign, those Unspeakable boxes were going for ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah, and it's 120 Canadian since for the box on 401 Games. So basically, you're going to be netting out ahead of this no matter what. This is also a great starting point for Death May Die. It's a core box. So if you don't have anything, you haven't got anything, you're going to get a ton of value out of this. And as Ryan's saying, even if you don't love the game, you can probably flip it for more money.
Mm-hmm. You're going to at least get back what you paid for it initially, at minimum.
Anything you want to add, Ryan? No, not Ryan. Sorry, Robin, Anna Marie.
Yeah, just from what I can see here, this might be the most value I've seen in a Kickstarter in months and months and months. I think this is like a home run of a Kickstarter. If this is a game that interests you at all, like this, I did not realize there was this much content. I'd been looking through it, but I didn't realize this all came with that core pledge. This is, leaning on the crazy side of value, in my opinion. There's tons of stuff here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It really discourages you from going retail.
Yeah.
Right. Like it really encourages the Kickstarter over the retail.
Yeah. This is just
because
nuts.
that's a lot of
so
stuff.
Much stuff there.
A lot of stuff not to get if you weren't getting it right now.
For the same price, you're going to buy it in retail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I have a problem. Okay, can I? Which I have a problem with CMON Kickstarters. Like, why does CMON need to run a freaking Kickstarter for something like this? We saw what people are going to like. People when if they threw this up as a pre-order on their web store, I guarantee that. And they say you got all of this stuff for $100.
Mm-hmm.
Like. They would just do it, and then they wouldn't have to pay Kickstarter any sort of like premium or anything like that. Like, does CMON like hate money?
I don't think so, Ryan. I don't think so.
Like they could say they could save themselves some by just throwing this up as a pre-order.
I think there's just some logistics around that. Also, if you look at the European Union, there's some very specific laws regarding pre-orders. So if stuff actually blows up in their face, they can be held legally liable. Now, the EU has tried to rule that, well, they have ruled that Kickstarter is a pre-order when you're doing it. Now, the question is, can you actually hold foreign companies accountable? I mean, the EU can send them a summons somewhere and in Singapore, they can send a summons in Canada. Like maybe in Canada we'll go because we're nice, but we're also part of Commonwealth. If you try to send this to someone in China, they're just going to laugh at you and be like, no, I ain't going. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Thank you, my business, whatever. I'll just have a new one. And they're different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just had a problem with big companies like CMON, whatever they're called. I've just always had a huge problem with them running Kickstarters, but that's not part of this episode. Let's go back to talking about value.
That's an old school rant. Right,
that's an old school Mista Rau Gaming rant.
Yeah, that's right.
Just link to the rant. Send it to me later so we can put it on the video description.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so that's core box.
We're going to skip over the add-ons for the moment. We'll come back up. Let's go into the all-knowing pledge. And then
I think all-knowing was just right above
yeah.
this.
Yeah,
right here. All-knowing pledge. So everything we just finished talking about, Fear of the Unknowing core box, the stretch goals, and then you're also going to get season 4 expansion.
Yep.
The ITH Ithaquah,
I think.
Ithaquah.
And the Animal Allies Kickstarter exclusive, a savings of $40 reduce on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's see what we get in that content. So far, it seems pretty good, like value-wise, but we got to definitely check it out.
So down here, so you're going to get the season 4 expansion, which is they are doing it as an add-on for $65.
I like they actually have the pricing now, like one of those things that I got to give them credit for.
Yep, agreed.
Complaining about that.
Yep.
And actually having a realistic discount. It's nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So season 4, what they're calling the season 4 expansion gets you another 2 elder ones. another 20 monsters, another 6 investigators, 6 episode boxes, unknown board, investigator dashboards, tile, like just, and then tiles, cards, tokens, blah, 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 blah. So you get like just more scenario and more variety to add into your Death May Die games.
And you have 2 Kickstarter promo cards that come with it, or 3 Kickstarter promo cards. One's limited, so I guess that'll be in the first run, and then 2 Kickstarter exclusive cards.
I thought that one, did I read that wrong? I think those exclusive ones come if you get the it in the pledge, not if you add on. Did I read that right?
Oh, maybe.
Ooh, that might be further down. I wonder.
I don't know. I thought I read that where you can,
because they've done that.
Yeah.
They've done that in the past in their Kickstarters. Like with the Marvel United, I'm thinking about if you got the certain pledge level that you got the promo, you got the extra character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Type thing. I wouldn't put it past them.
I'll take a look and see if I can find it while you keep going.
And we
Okay,
got Ithaca, the Windwalker. Now, I think the value's fine, but you could definitely leave Ithaca off. But let's go back up, actually, because we didn't get that verdict on value for $65.
Well, if I'm comparing it to 1 elder figure and 2 monsters in the $30 add-on elder box and everything, but for $65 I can get 2 elders, 20 monsters, and more investigators.
I think it's some heavy value there. I think, that's
for the season 4 expansion.
For the expansion,
yes. Yeah. It's season 4 expansion seems pretty darn good, especially if they're evaluating this one, the Ithaca Windwalker at $30.
Yeah. Yeah. Having those 2 side by side there on the page really makes season 4 look pretty good.
I think the other ones have always been too expensive. Like they've always been really expensive. And CMON's not the only company that's done it. I mean, Fantasy Flight Games is notorious, like $20 for an Imperial Assault figure.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, they're the marketing people at CMON, like they know what they're doing. Okay, these aren't just some Joe Schloes. Maybe they are some Joe Schloes. I don't know them or anything like that. But they sure know how to like increase the FOMO for people. They really need to do, and like so putting a $65 season 4 really big box of stuff next to like a little $30 figure. Like, oh yeah, this definitely looks like
looks like a ton of value, right?
Spend your money
here. Value.
Yeah. What I was reading was it says, and if you, for the season 4, it is if you acquire this optional buy in this campaign, you will also get 2 extra Kickstarter exclusive relic cards, as well as a limited insanity card. So it doesn't look like it has to be part of the core, like a part of the pledge. You can buy just it on its own and you get those as well, it looks like.
But are you really missing? Are you really missing out on that 1 insanity card?
I don't think so. I'm just that was just like I'm glad that you can get it either way when you buy it. That it doesn't have to be tied to something. So I'm glad I read that wrong.
This is like we're seeing the evolution of Ryan here. Are you really gonna miss that 1 little insanity promo card? Ryan, like 4 years ago, be like, gimme.
Yeah. And then you know what happens is then we'll be doing one of these and I'll be like, Ryan. And then all of a sudden I get a text like, can you make a photocopy of it? Or
can you give me a high res scan to my work email? Okay.
Right, then we've got the Animal Allies.
Allies.
The next one in a minute there.
Oh yeah. We'll try to cover that one up just for a little bit. Yeah, Animal Allies, $25. I missed. I'm not up on my reading. There's people that I was in a group chat with that were in Gaga for bananas. Like Animal Allies, I'm all in now. I was like, oh, what do they add to the campaign, or what do they add to the gameplay?
I'm curious to know what they are and what they do, because I don't get it. I don't like what it looks like squirrels and a snake and a bird and what are they doing?
They look like monkeys and
a monkey
owls and look like pretty big animals.
Okay, but so they're helping.
They're probably
you?
damaging
They're your trained pets?
Probably stabilizing your keeping you sane, maybe boosting your goals, things like that.
Okay.
You're getting a little insane, Rob. Go pet the kitty.
Go pet the moose.
If people are saying it's like a definite, then that's probably what it is. It's going to help keep you sane.
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. That was just the people in my group chat. They went like animal allies. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
We were playing, Julie was playing the little girl, then she actually got like the fire starter insanity, where she would like randomly start lighting rooms on fire and like murdering anyone in sight. So no, it was a point, and we're like, oh God, she's gonna go after this monster. We're like, okay, everyone clear out, because she will indiscriminately attack anything if this insanity roll goes off. So as long as we would wait from her, it would actually work well in our favor, because she would get like extra damage and just light a room on fire. It was kind of fun.
Oh,
At the same point in time, we're like, if she gets crazy real fast, it's not going to be good for us. No. So maybe having her pet the kitty while she's doing that would be a good idea.
But I did notice that there's 10 figures, but 5 ally cards. And what I realized is that there's kind of like one particular pose for the ally, and then like there's like another alternate pose for the same ally. I think some sort of game effect may happen to them.
Oh, so there's only 5 of them. I see.
White and black on the cards, so it looks like you can.
Yeah, so I think if we would actually probably, CMON way, have to scroll about like 3/4 away more down the page and figure out what they actually do.
That's just a Kickstarter issue in general.
Yeah.
But I think for the value of what you're getting, $25, it seems better than the $30.
Yeah.
It's like what? And it's Kickstarter exclusive. So why not? Why not have some allies that can change up your game a little bit?
Yeah, it sounds like they play kind of like relics. So they're probably going to kill things, but maybe they change later. Like, I don't know, but
your allies, these animals can also go insane.
And I think the animals do change. They each come, I think, with another version. So they have the normal version and then their little crazy version, maybe.
And you've got the value of all this stuff at $210. So what do you guys think of the value for the all-knowing pledge?
Well, the all-knowing pledge essentially gets you like this Ithaca Windwalker and a little bit of a discount on these animal allies. So that like that all-knowing pledge, just like it just saves you.
What is it? Is it $10? Is that the?
It was a $40 saving.
It's $40 savings. Gotcha.
Yeah, for $210 instead of $250.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, I
think it sounds reasonable.
I can't say that it's great value like what you're getting in the core pledge, but I think you're getting a ton of value and you're getting a lot of great gameplay content. Plus some exclusive content, which is always a lot of fun.
Oh no, for like double the price, you are not getting the same amount of content as you are getting in that core box. Not even close.
No.
But I did have to mention to my friends I was in a group chat with, and they're talking about Death May Die, and they're just like, oh, I don't know what pledge level to do it right now. And I said, guys, this is obviously your first CMON Kickstarter and everything. You wait till the last 48 hours and they're going to give you the all-in pledge. They're like, what? Yeah, and then what happens? And I said, they're going to give you an all-in pledge and they're going to give you a discount to get all of the things. So just letting you know that. And then they're like, he was right. And I'm like, you guys do know that I do a YouTube channel all about this, right? So
that's pretty funny.
So
I think we now need to jump over to the original Kickstarter because we're going to talk about the other add-ons and some of the controversies that started about these coming back.
So the original Death May Die.
Yeah, we really want to see the Riley Rising pledge.
So there it is, right on the other side, right here. It says Riley Rising. You got the core box of Cthulhu Death May Die. You got the exclusive investigator. You got the giant Cthulhu exclusive expansion, and then all of the stretch goals. And that was $250 US dollar reduce.
What the other add-ons were for this, just so we can get an idea as to what the whole shebang would come out to.
And then, then they had a whole bunch of investigators, a couple elder box.
So you're getting a glimpse of that. We'll take a look at how they're positioning it on the other page. Then there's the optional buy for $50 season 2.
As opposed to $65 now, you get that season 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
So really dating yourself, because this campaign was how long ago? 2019.
Yeah,
because it said estimated delivery of like March 2020. So I'm assuming this campaign was running in 2019.
Yeah, it was a 2019 campaign.
Yeah.
You got the Black Coat of the Woods.
Mm-hmm. Art book, extra dice, blah blah blah. That was all those.
So
and then I have to scroll.
So it's $325 for everything. No, I think we covered it. It's $325 if you bought everything through Kickstarter. And there's you trying to find the big guy?
Did I scroll past him already?
I don't think so.
So there was a pledge level. There we go. $100 core box. And
one thing we can say for sure, the marketing and the graphics have gone a lot better since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah. Then the Riley, you got the gigantic, almost 2 foot tall, toddler sized Cthulhu.
You mean
Jason's
this guy
gonna pull
right
it. Look at that. I can see that right there. He's on screen.
You can't even fit.
It's happening.
That's amazing.
The little guy got a little afraid of him until I showed him that we could take his wings off, and then he started attacking Cthulhu and going like pretending he's Buzz Lightyear, going pew pew and knocking the wings off and laughing. Now he's not scared of him anymore. Now he likes
awesome.
I'm like, good. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know where to hide that thing.
A good little cultist. A good little cultist right there. Okay. So am I coming on back?
Let's go back to this because now we've got Riley Rising. So there's been some changes, and they will be sending out some new components and things like that to people that did get I think it's actually coming automatically with the pledge. So if you did get Riley Rising, you will be getting some of the new stuff. I think it's only an FAQ or just some slight rules modifications. So they will be getting that out to you. But it's not $180 for just Cthulhu. Yeah. Now, if you compare, though, like Riley Rising and the, the Unknowable Pledge?
Oh,
the one in, it's the one up there. The Unknowable Pledge. Fairly equivalent. It's really not that bad. You're looking at about $30 more.
Okay, so if you combine Riley Rising with the core pledge, kind of like what they did in the original.
Yeah, you're at $280 instead of $250.
$250. Okay, got it.
So I think that's reasonable. We're 3 years down the road. Stuff's a lot more expensive. Now, the shipping might be killer, so we'll have to talk about that afterwards. But I think what they're charging is still plenty of value if you want that figure. Now, it doesn't look so because it's being charged at $180, but if you do the actual comparison, it makes sense. It's basically gone up by $10 a year, the cost of getting it. And you're getting a different colored Cthulhu. You're getting yours will be green and gray instead of just the
what was it? Just like the brown-ish.
Oh, it's gray. The actual one is gray.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
Yep.
And
I so want it. I so want it.
Or is that just a simple, nice breakdown?
I so want it. I just want to have my Cthulhu battling my gigantic Galactus that's coming with my Marvel zombies.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Glorious. It's going to be glorious. I will do it. I'll have to maybe film a video of it.
Get my students to do a stop motion project.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. So now we've got the Unspeakable box, and this is where all of the controversy has come in so far. $120 for just the Kickstarter exclusives.
Oof.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
So you
Okay,
saw
yeah.
when we were scrolling through, you saw the amount of content. There was a lot of stuff in the content, but this is not playable without a core box.
Is this Unspeakable Box the same one from the first campaign?
It is. They were not going to launch it originally. There was a lot of discussion about it. I'm fairly certain that they were always going to relaunch Riley Rising, but they launched both of these in the campaign at the same time. So maybe they considered it. Maybe they wanted to see what the demand was before putting it out there. This could be the reason why it's so high, because they're just doing it as its own separate one.
Mhm.
How much was that one in the last?
It's free.
Well, yeah, this
those were like
this,
stretch goals.
this was the stretch goal box from the original campaign
Yeah.
Yeah.
that you got with your $100 core box pledge.
Or with your $250 pledge. $250.
Yes.
But the reason why those two are still comparable is because you are getting the unknowable box, which is the equivalent of this if you get, the unknowable pledge and Riley Rising.
Yeah. So it's funny. It's funny when you look at that, because this was a Kickstarter exclusive stretch goal that they got included in the game. So then if you bought it retail because you missed the Kickstarter, you don't get this box because they're Kickstarter exclusives, but you would have gotten them for free, essentially. Now they're Kickstarter exclusive still, so you can still get them, but now they're charging $120. That's a lot.
The value on this is awful.
Yeah.
It is not comparable. This should have been set at most half of that price. It should have been worth about what that season 4 box is worth.
I think you can go $20 more than the MSRP for the season 4 box because of the amount of investigators and the elder ones in there. So, but I do think it's still too much. Yeah. Now the question is the amount of discount that they want to offer. I think $120 is straight up price gouging. I think $100 would be a hard pill to swallow, but you are getting, 18 investigators, which is not something you're getting in season 2. So you're getting 3 times the investigators that you're getting in season 4.
Do all those investigators play like that much different from each other?
Yes.
Or they're totally worth having all those different investigators?
All the investigators, like if you played Zombicide, you'll know that even if you got some of the skills, the way that everything will come together and they'll play off other characters, they play very differently.
Okay.
So now we're circling back to this age-old question: how many times are we going to freaking play this game that you're going to play with all what are you getting? 1 million investigators in this box?
Yeah.
16. It's a lot. It is very expensive for what it is. You're getting 6 episode cards, so there is a fair bit of content, but it is very much, as you're saying, Ryan, it is comparable to season 4 plus triple the investigators. So what would be a reasonable price? I think it's somewhere between the $80 to $100 range. I think 120 is just
$60 is almost I would pay for this thing. $60. Half that price. 65. Put it the same price as the season 4 box. You're printing money. CMON hates money. I'm saying it right now.
Even considering that that's something that they were giving away for free. If you charge $60 a box for it, for people who paid more for retail, right, and didn't get this, you're still you've made money on the retail copy, and now if you say, Ryan, you did the $60 or $65, you'd be making that on stuff you were just going to give away anyway.
But here we've got the economies of scale, right? How many people want to buy this? How much is it going to cost them to print it? What is the actual production cost? Also, the thing that's probably fairly expensive to produce in there based on you do get plastic trays, which are very cool, actually, one of my favorite things. So the investigator boards are really big, about this big. So the plastic trays will seal around the investigator board and give you places to put all your tokens and cards that will act like slots into the board. So there are a couple of little extras plus the investigators. That's why I think that it's worth more than what Ryan thinks it's worth.
Okay, I'm $69 as high as I'm going. This thing's not worth $70.
But I do agree it is too much for
Too
what it
much.
is. But
Get
it's
this
also
out of
I
my
think
face.
this is them also trying to say like, hey, it's still exclusive. Except now they're just making you exclusive in the monetary sense.
Yeah, they're making you exclusively pay more.
Yep.
The only like shining glimmer of whatever hope they were trying to give some backers was that this price is actually probably cheaper than some of those aftermarket prices that people were selling these unspeakable boxes for.
Yeah.
It's about a little less than half. Most of the average unspeakable box is going for about 300.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
this is where all the controversy came from, is people seeing that box and that price.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can see it.
And now let's keep going. I think we've talked enough about it. So we all agree it's out of whack, but it all depends on what you want to spend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. With the amount of stuff that you're getting in the season 3, season 4, let's just say you do all knowing. The amount of stuff that you're getting in there, I don't really think you're missing out a lot on this unspeakable box, other than if you're the old Mista Rau from like 4 years ago, like I am missing something to my game. My game is incomplete because I don't have that lousy $120 box.
Mhm.
I don't think that you're missing out on a whole heck of a lot there.
I fully agree with you. I just think, like, we still have the first 2 seasons sitting here beside us. We haven't touched. Like, I think if I were looking at this, I just would ignore that entirely because I wouldn't even get to play it anyway. I just wouldn't. And with that price, it's just like, you've made my decision easy, very easy to not.
If this was my favorite game of all time, and this is the only game that I own, and I play this thing 5 nights a week, yeah, I'm
Yes.
getting the unspeakable
Then you're going to
box.
get it.
I'm
Yeah.
getting
Yes.
that because I'm going to be playing through all of this content. It's the only thing that I'm playing.
Yes.
But
that's
the
not
reality
the
is
case.
that's not the
No.
reality. That's not the reality of most gamers these days. Maybe there are. Somebody in the comments shut me up or something like that. I don't care. But it's like, you
Well, I'll give
do
you an
not
idea.
need this.
I've actually played with every investigator in the core box and season 2 already.
Well, that's good.
And
Do you need
have
the
these.
unspeakable box? Do you have the unspeakable box?
I do have the unspeakable box.
Did you play with all those too?
No, because we started playing something else. But this is one of the games that I want to get back to the table. And the main reason why this has not been back to the table is the thing that's kept us from going to game nights for the last couple of years, because this was definitely a game that was requested quite a few times. And every time I brought it out, it was a giant hit at the table.
Mhm.
That's why so many investigators have seen plays, because I've probably taken this and played this with most people. One of the members of the game group hates Zombicide, and he's very critical of CMON, like just in general. He played this game and he gave it really high plays. He's like, it's like they fixed Zombicide and it's actually fun. That was really good. Thank you for bringing the game. I almost fell out of my chair. I'm like, it's like, this is the best game I've ever played. Like, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but like that's what we were feeling like. Even my buddy that I play with a lot, who actually went out and bought all this stuff after playing with me, kind of looks over. He's like, holy crap, he likes the game. Like, it was just like, I'm glad I bought it. Like, that's even another stamp of approval.
And that is something I've heard. Like, there's podcasts I listen to that they hate cooperative games. They hate thematic games. Give them a dry, boring Euro every single day of the week. But they played Cthulhu Death May Die and they absolutely just loved it to bits and pieces. Like, it's got things going. It's got a good design pedigree in the core mechanics right deep down inside of it, and that shows. I think this game is really good. I think I would absolutely just love this game. I would love this game. I want this game, actually. But I don't know if I need unspeakable box extra $120 that I'm gonna go put into some more Marvel Champions.
Yeah.
And then the last but not least, we got the extra dice here. $10 for 8 dice. It is what it is. That's just the going rate.
That's the going rate.
I mean, just looking at those dice, I know that the extra dice are just the same as the ones that are in the box, but those frost dice are just that they're just
exactly the same.
No, that the little bit of sheen in the darker color, they're so much nicer. Why? It's just funny to me that they have two different options for dice. I guess
this is
because they're
exclusive.
Kickstarter exclusive. But
Well, I'll tell you this. I got the frost dice. You know what Julie told me? She took those and she said, those are clearly my dice because those are the curly dice. And I'm like, why are the curly dice? I thought it was for me. But I'm
Yeah.
like, my dice. I
they're
lost
nice.
them. I had a chance to play with them.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Why are the extra dice even on there? Like the frost dice should be the only option because they look a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah.
All right. So we've now broken it down. We've talked about the controversy. We talked about all the add-ons. We've given our opinion. So let's take a look. Yeah, you can see how it works just a little bit clearer.
Oh yeah. Not now they're gonna give us the actual gameplay and crap.
Actually, here it is. Like, let's scroll up. This is the new content, and why I wasn't really remembering it, why I had issues with it. Look, this is like new rules and plug and play enemies. Like, we get a paragraph, and the unknown dashboard. There really is not a good amount of explanation on this. So shame on you, CMON, for that.
Yeah, there's just like a
unknown
little
relics.
blurb, eh? There's actually not a ton of information there. They just, I guess if you knew this game inside and out, you might understand what they're referring to. But like,
Mhm.
other than that, it's like, okay, I don't really know what I'm getting
Reading
with
it now,
that.
I can explain it to you. Sorry for cutting you off there, Rob. Is that
No,
basically
that's
what
fine.
it does is it lets you add in monsters randomly from like other sets that aren't included in what you're specifically going to be playing. So it's like you could be playing season 1 and you're like, oh, I just want to be able to chuck a little extra difficulty in this scenario. Well, I can add those and pull some extra monsters in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all it seems like. It's just like adding variety to your other already pre-existing Death May Die stuff.
Okay.
And then the relics are use them at your own peril.
Cool. Testimonies, you don't need to hear from us, but a lot of other people really like this game too.
Yeah. And then
And then they're going to give you all the stuff. Then we're going to get the breakdown of all of the things.
And we've already seen a lot of the stuff, but I mean, go through it again and let's try to get down the shipping because
yeah.
I think that's
As
really-
a fourth. I kind of just want it just for that miniature right there, actually, right there.
Yeah. I agree.
Are we on the count? How many times have I done that this video?
They should have a Zoidberg figure.
Zoidberg knows.
if this
He
wasn't
should be an
coming out
investigator.
very quickly, I probably would actually do the graphics for the count.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
Interesting thing I note about this, it actually did make more money than the previous Kickstarter.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Almost $1 million more.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's not even more. That's quite substantially
Okay.
more.
I got carpal tunnel syndrome now that I've scrolled all the way down to shipping information.
I think you know what we need to do now, Ryan, is just get you to do like Control F. But then we won't see all the cool stuff. But what's the fun part about doing Control F? Is
Yeah.
it Control F for F Kickstarter?
Because then I can't complain. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, right. Exactly. How else are
Okay.
we supposed to moan about this?
All right, here we go.
Canada.
Shipping. Let's go. Rome.
48 to 63. Yeah, I don't think so.
So the unknowable was 48 to 63 pledge, and then the all-knowing was 51 to 70.
No, I don't
Canada.
think so. I think it's gonna be higher than that. There's a lot of big boxes.
Well, what was the Marvel Zombies one?
Like $9 million.
That's a lot higher. I think that's actually with the container cost going down, fairly reasonable. I mean, they're hoping that the first, what do they call it? The last mile freight goes down, which right now is where everyone's kind of getting screwed over. So it'll be interesting, but I don't think it's necessarily that far off because container prices are dropping like a stone. Right now, the tricky part is getting it from the port into your house.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just remember too, if you keep scrolling down, there is the separate shipping for the Cthulhu.
Yes,
yes.
rising estimated shipping cost.
Yeah.
63
Cost
bucks.
of the pledge, shipping, and other optional buys are not included. So if you're adding on this dude
Yeah.
into your thing, It's going to add on an extra $48 to $63 estimate.
It's basically the original, like if you're getting just the core box, it's double. So it's going to be that same amount again.
And that brings it in line with the Marvel Zombie shipping, because I think we all have Galactus.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay shipping.
Yeah. I got raked over the coals, but it is what it is.
I should have avoided shipping. I didn't think about it until it was too late.
Yeah, same here. Whatever. Live and learn.
Yeah. Or don't learn. That happens too.
Or that happens.
So I think we've done it. We've gone through.
Yeah.
We've covered it. We're at that point now where we need to know. Well, not we need to know. We know already. But you need to know, are we backing Cthulhu, Death May Die, Fear of the Unknown?
Who's going first?
So I'll go first because I got a surprise thing to say. So I am actually not backing this game on Kickstarter because I'm avoiding shipping. And I'm going through the same place that I got my first one. I'm getting this at retail, and I'm getting all the stuff. Let's start over there. I've been very well served when it comes to getting CMON Kickstarter stuff from Multizone. Now, I talk about them all the time here. I promote them, but they got me my Death May Die, and I think I probably paid like $300 Canadian for all of the stuff. So I even felt like I was getting a better deal. So for me, it was a no-brainer to go with Multizone to get this. And I'm getting the all-knowing pledge. I'm getting all the new stuff. This may be my favorite cooperative game. I love my campaign games. I played Lord of the Rings more times, but playing with a group, this experience has always been just a blast. I think that's one of the reasons why it doesn't hit the table as often, because it's usually Julie and I playing. And at that point, we'd rather play something that's more fun for the two of us. But this is the interplay of as everyone making a strategy, having this guy going insane, having that guy going insane, trying to defeat Cthulhu before everyone goes insane. And really having it coming down to the last stand. So you get a lot of emergent storytelling. Every episode, every time you play an episode is going to be different because you get different insanities. So people are reacting differently. You got different investigators, and you'll have a story about every game that you play. And I just love that. I think that's why the people you're talking about, Ryan, that said that they like try Euros, because you get a story, and the story is always different. So for me, if there was one game that would be left in my collection or is going to last, it's going to be Death May Die. Like, I was surprised by how much I like this. And we did a top 10 the year we played it. And I think I played it right after we did our top 10 video. I I said, damn it. I said, we just played the number one game on my list.
Yeah.
Like, and it hasn't hit like some of the top 10 videos that we've done, but recently for various reasons. But we're definitely going to play this again. And this is just a no-brainer for me. It's one of the best games I've ever played. One of the best games I have in my collection. So I'm getting it, but I'm getting shipping, not paid.
Yeah, good plan.
Well, I will reiterate what you just said, because we aren't backing this because we were able to get our first 2 seasons through our local game store here, and he generally gets all the bits and all the extras and everything. Like we'll have all the options to get whatever we want from this game when the time comes, and just avoid the shipping. And yeah, although we haven't played it yet, but I can tell we're really going to like this one. And it's just been a casualty of having way too many games here to play. But yeah, I think we're going to eventually get the bulk of it. I don't think we're going to get everything, but we'll get that core box, and we'll get that season 4 box, I'm sure. But yeah, we won't back the Kickstarter. The shipping is just not worth it when I know we'll have it available down here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I like the fact that you're looking over for approval.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not like maybe there's something I don't know about or whatever, but
it's definitely more your type of game than mine. So,
yeah.
So we'll get it, but yeah.
So
yeah, we won't get everything.
Anne-Marie, I think you need to play it because Julie doesn't like the look and the aesthetics of it, but she loves the gameplay of the game. Like
Yeah.
she had a lot of fun, especially when she was a little girl that was kind of like the psychic that was overpowered. She likes being the overpowered character, so she had fun, and killing all the monsters. And then we did have one game that ended literally with one guy like standing, the last one saying like, "You will not pass, Cthulhu." I was like, kill him. Kill him. Everyone else is dead. We're like, and then when he did, he finally goes, "You shall not pass." And we're like, wrong franchise. But it totally.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's good.
Okay,
What about
all
you,
right.
Mr. Rao?
I'll round out the trifecta that I am not backing the Kickstarter. I will wait for one. We have actually in Saskatoon here, we have two game stores here that bring in all of these Kickstarter things. So there's two opportunities for me, and both of them have let me know that I can just walk in and grab whatever. They do the same thing like Meeples do. They grab everything that you could possibly get and everything. Now, whether or not I will pick up, because they said they're going to bring in some more Ryla Risings and some Unspeakable boxes as well. I don't know if I'm going to go with an Unspeakable box though.
If you went with an Unspeakable box, Ryan, I would be shocked.
if they can sell me an Unspeakable box for $69,
then we're talking.
You gotta see the content in it. It's definitely not worth the $120. But some of the stuff that's in it, I really do like. Like just the holders for the investigators was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's way overpriced.
For the amount of times that I'm actually probably going to play this thing, I'm not. Unless if one of the guys at one of the stores decides, hey, we'll take a hit for Ryan, who is like probably our number one customer for like the past 10 years, and we'll sell it to him for $69.
Yeah.
You have to link this episode to them, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will definitely be picking this up through one of them, and I will also be picking up a Ryla Rising giant Cthulhu statue.
So the comparison, when you saw that the value wasn't too far off, you're like, I can get it now.
I had made up my mind that if they were going, and I had a funny feeling before the campaign was announced that they were going to do that. They were going to bring it back, because I always joke that, does CMON hate money? No, they want money. They want more people. I want to know exactly how many people. Too bad we can't see the number of people who have now ordered a Cthulhu, the giant Ryla Rising statue. But I have a feeling that's a fair number of people. So I will be getting this and all of that. I'll be getting an unknowing pledge and a giant Cthulhu statue, but through my local game stores.
So something funny about the original campaign, like if you look at the way they were selling Ryla Rising, it kept going up in price from $250 because it was supposed to be a limited run on it. So as you see, like they had like some cheaper ones, and then
a $220, a $225, a $230, a $235, a $240, a $245, a $250.
Jeez.
Another $250. So it's supposed to be tiered, and they were going to just ship them like whenever. They had so much demand for Ryla Rising, they shipped all the Cthulhus at once. They were blown away. They honestly thought that doing this was going to be like this little thing that they would sell.
Oh yeah. So you look at here. So look at the original. 250 people got it for $220, and then another 100.
$220. That's all they thought. They were like, "That's all we're going to sell." And it sold out like that.
Then another 100, $225. Another 100, $230. Another 100, $235. Another 100, $240. Another 100. Another 100. Oh, sorry, another 200. Another 200. And then you come back up here, back to the original 250. Another 3,000.
Wow.
300.
So that just goes to show you what they thought they were going to get for this. And then all of a sudden, they're like, we're making that many of them. So they just shipped them all.
And so then they had that many people at that pledge level. And then we saw that this this original Kickstarter, like you said, Jason, this original Kickstarter made only $2.4 million. Only had 15,800 backers. This one ended up having $3.4 million and 21,300 backers.
Yeah. Holy.
There's a lot of people that want some Ryla Risings.
Yeah, almost 3.5 million. Holy.
They made an extra $1 million on this. This is one of the best games they've ever put out, like, period. So when they announced that this was coming back, I was like, damn it, this is going right in my pocketbook. I mean, I already pre-ordered mine. Like, I actually, like, put a deposit down at Multizone just to make sure that I get to, like, pick all my stuff, to make sure I get everything that I want.
Nice.
Because I'm going to get my own set of frost ice.
Yeah.
Mine. Share. And watch a little I'll get old enough and it'll be like, those are mine. And I'll be like, damn it, why didn't I get 3?
Yeah.
So listeners out there, become really good friends with your local game stores. Commit to them. Don't buy offline. Offline. Don't buy online and everything. Support your local game stores. And then maybe you'll also get one of these amazing Kickstarter deals. Don't have to pay on shipping. Get to hand pick your pledge levels and build your own package right there up at the store.
I agree. Like, look, we're doing Kickstarter excess or value. I love Kickstarter games, but we've all been really refining what we're purchasing on Kickstarter. And things like Fear of the Unknown, if you can support your local game store with something like this, I think it's exactly what you need to do. If we go back to a game that we're all really excited about, which was, what was the name? The one from Mythic, and I'm drawing a blank that had a ton of stuff.
Oh gosh.
Anasteer. But you get some of the Anasteer that just doesn't work with retail, you get it on Kickstarter. And that's what the platform really should be for. So support retail when you can, especially with stuff like this, or, at least support them with Marvel Champions and other stuff. I get it though. Awakened Realms, unfortunately, getting them through retail just doesn't work because they just don't give the stores enough of a discount. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Stick with GameFound for them. And there you have it. So surprise, surprise. None of us are back in the game, but all of us are getting the game. So yes, it's worth it. So you should definitely, depending on the situation you're in, late pledge it. Find it at retail. You want to get Cthulhu Death May Die, Fear of the Unknown. I think this is going to be one of the top games of whenever it's released when we finally get it. So if it's December 2023, it'll be probably one of the top games of 2024 for sure.
And people out there, unknowable pledge and all-knowing pledge people. Folks, this is CMON Games, and they've got money up the wazoo already to make these fantastic games and everything like that. You all could have went in at $1, save yourself some money, keep that money in your pockets for a little bit longer, and then buy it in the pledge manager. Why give them all their money right up front? This is not a indie publisher that is relying on this to keep afloat. Maybe they are. I have no idea what's going on behind the scenes at CMON Games anymore days, but you could have went $1.
They've had some issues on the stock exchange and with some games and things like that. So I don't know exactly how that works. I haven't really been following it. There was a lot of stuff shared, but that was like a couple of years ago now, and they're still going and they're still kicking butt. So it is what it is. So I think we've talked enough about the game. Does anyone have anything they want to add before we shut down this page and tell everyone where they can find us?
Nope.
Back $1. CMON.
Is that going to be like a shirt that you're going to get made? Back Kickstarter.
Back CMON at $1.
Are you
Put it
going
on a shirt?
Kickstarter $1 backer on the back, like a hockey shirt?
Thank you, Jason. You just gave me the inspiration for my new merch.
Yeah.
Mista Rau Gaming, $1 backer.
I love it. All right, so I'll let someone else take it away and tell everyone out there where you can find them, or they can find you.
Again, this has been Rob and
Anna Marie
from Meeple Dungeon out here in Kelowna, BC. You can find us on Twitter at Meeple Dungeon, on YouTube, the Meeple Dungeon, and our podcast on all the major podcasting sites. And we just released our 47th episode where we talked about 3,000 scoundrels. So check that one out.
Awesome, folks. And I am Ryan from Mista Rau Gaming, and I go live on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Rob and Anna Marie have been on the stream. Jason's been on the stream. Jason's coming up on the stream again. We're going to be playing some Disney Sorcerer's Arena in a little bit.
I'm wondering if playing the same team when we play that.
And yeah, I have a lot of fun playing solo and with a whole bunch of friends. And then you can find me all over the interwebs, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And now a platform that I have no idea what I'm doing on, Mastodon. I don't know.
No idea.
And now I'm going to remind everyone to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you'll find links to all the social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So if you're trying to find me and Julie on the interwebs, well, you know where to find us. Also down there, I talked about them. There's a link to multizone.ca, a great Canadian game store. Click that link. You'll get 10% off your next purchase. And if I'm not mistaken, that may include, putting down a deposit for Death May Die. And you can save yourself the shipping if you're local in the Gatineau area or Ottawa. So you should definitely check them out. Also, I'm fairly certain their shipping costs will be a lot cheaper in country than it would be getting both of those things shipped to you. So you should definitely want to check them out. Dylan's the owner. Get in touch with him. He handles this stuff. They did a great job also with Massive Darkness too. So check them out for all your CMON needs. And then popping up in front of you will be links to some of our previously released videos. So you'll have a link over here to the Kickstarter Excess or Value playlist. And over here will be the most recent video. I may have got that reversed. It's been a long day. I was also away for a bit, so I'm just getting back into the swing of things. And on that note, we're going to remind everyone to keep playing
games.
Games.